kind of numbers that apply for a single job. They will tell you that maybe a Ministry of Internal Affairs advertised for 50 jobs. When they apply for 50 jobs, they get 10,000 applicants. 10,000. And in those 10,000, many have masters, many have postgraduates, many have PhDs, many have experience. But still, those people even also do not get the jobs. So I want to tell it to you as a person who is leaving school today, that there are no jobs. If the jobs exist, they are so few. So what do you do in the environment where there are no jobs, or if they exist, they are so few? You go and do two things. Number one, you do not apply to 5 jobs or 5 companies. You also apply to 100 companies. When you apply, you do not wait for companies to advertise in the papers. You change the rules. You apply as and of when you finished writing the application. So you ask yourself, where do I want to get the experience? Remember, the jobbing business is about the employment business. The jobbing business is about experience. Immediately after university, even if you have a first class, you don't have experience. So you can't be in the queue for jobs. Some of us thought when we get first classes, when we perform on top of our classes, it's our birthright to get a job. But you lack experience. Because businesses are always looking out for profit, businesses cannot afford to be down on time because of an experienced employee. That's why they only want to hire an accountant who has already filed returns. They want to hire a driver who already has a permit, who has already driven from Kampala to Arua. They want to hire a chef who has already prepared a meal for 200 people. They want to hire a doctor who has already done some surgeries. Because when they hire someone who does not have experience, there will be downtime, there will be complaints, there will be mistakes, there will be mistakes which are actually going to lead them to court. So the key issue you need to note is everyone out there wants experience. You do not have experience. What do you do to get experience? You find a way to enter any company of your choice. But this time, you do not enter the company as a qualified Kyambogo University student. You look out for a position that will just allow you to enter. That position might not even give you the salary you want. Don't think about even salary at this stage. At this stage, what you need is transport home, transport to work, transport to home, something to eat, and maybe buy data bundles. That's all you need. Don't think about a salary now. Kill that dream. Kill the dream that if they are not giving me 500, I won't work. If they're not giving me 1.5, I won't work. If they're not giving me 2 million, I won't work. Do not think about that. In 2007, I was so broke, I didn't have a job immediately after work. What I did, I got into a rental with my late friend. He's called Tony. He was a lawyer. We were so broke, we could not afford a house which charged 130,000 per month. But before, I wanted to tell you that before Tony died, before that friend of mine died, he had finished law and I had also finished work, and he had already brought on board a business of land worth billions. But what I wanted to tell you from that is, right now, it is okay to be broke. It is okay to be broke for 1, 2, 3, and 4 years. It's okay. All you need is to survive and get by. All the good things are going to happen, but they will be coming like after 3 or 4 or 5 years. Lower your expectations about money. I want you to enter a company as a cleaner. No matter the first class, no matter the job. If you see that that company has the practice you want, enter as an office attendant, enter as a security individual, enter as a cleaner, enter as a clerk, enter as these low people. Because in Uganda today, people are not leaving their jobs. Someone can be an accountant for forever. When you also apply as a young person, they will look for you. They will look at you as a threat. So you better come through the ranks. If you read Mark 10:44, Jesus is saying, whomsoever wants to be the chiefest must start by being a servant to all. You want to be a manager in a hotel, enter as a waiter. You want to be you want to be anything big in that company, enter at the lowest level, such that you get the peanut. But when you enter, this is what you have to do. You have to look out for how that company does business, such that in 3 or 4 or 5 months, the bosses know that actually leaving you as a cleaner, leaving you as a clerk, leaving you as an officer assistant, it is the company to lose, because of the experience you will have shown. I remember one time when I was in UK, I was working as a waiter. As a waiter, because in the UK they cannot allow you to get the job when you're to get a professional job when you're still a student, especially if you're a foreigner. But I want to tell you that one day they realized that I was too skilled and they could no longer leave me as a waiter. They left me in that waiter role, but they gave me a supervisory role after seeing that I had that I had the knowledge. Enter the company, but when you enter the company, get to know, how does this company make money? How does this company make losses? In the meetings, show them how they're making losses. The moment you show a company how it's making losses, they can no longer leave you where you are. They want you as a supervisor, such that you start lowering the losses they make. And the moment you show a company how it makes more money, they can't leave you as a supervisor. They push you to a managerial role, such that you sit with the big. Now, I've told you what you need to do. Find your way in a company. But don't start by asking for that particular job. Don't start by asking, you want to be an accountant. You want to be an auditor. You want to be an IT manager. You're not yet there. Keep it in your mind, you're not yet there. Just say you want to be an assistant something. You tell them that from the word go, you want to assist. You want to be a deputy. You want to be a clerk. And when they ask you for the salary, you do your mathematics and you know, if I get this money, I can pay my car rent, my transport, my food. That is 1 Timothy 6:7-9. We came with nothing. We will leave with nothing. If you have food and what to cover you, it should be enough. The first 2 years are just to survive, just to get by. Which takes me to my second point. Do not be comfortable. Find always not to be comfortable. What do I mean? Usually after university, people go back home. When people go back home, they start sharing toothpaste with their parents. They eat they eat the food cooked at home. They use their car at home. They use water at home. They use their father's car to go to parties. They are staying at home. That is you being comfortable. When you are at home, in your comfort zone, you won't think. Leave home, go to a place where the landlord will ask you for rent and you do not have that rent. Go to a place where you stay hungry, such that you start looking for work, such that you can be resourceful. You remember Genesis, it must have been Genesis 1:27 to 29. Before God instructed people to give birth, he told them, go be fruitful. Before he told them to multiply, he told them, be fruitful. So the moment you leave Kyambogo, look for a zone where you will be fruitful and not comfortable. What do I mean? You can find 2 or 3 friends. Look for cheap accommodation, which you can afford. And then start being put on pressure to pay the accommodation, to pay for food, to pay for transport. That's how you will get in line. It's good to go back home after university, but if you spend more than 3 months at home after university, you're going to zero into a zombie. There is so much comfort at home. Before you know it, you will be pregnant, and then you won't be pursuing anything. You need to go in the field. That is my second point. Stop or do not be comfortable. Even me, after university, I didn't go back home. I told you, I went to a place with my friend. We were co-sharing rent. We did not even have the rent. We did not have the jobs, but we used to kuyiriba, we used to struggle. Point number 3. Do not celebrate yet. It is a custom in this country that after graduation, people do a graduation party. I'm not saying it is bad, but the question is, logically, intelligently, wisdom, use your wisdom. What are you celebrating? Are you telling me you're celebrating a degree you applied to do? You're the one who applied for that degree. You knew very few people in this country have degrees, so it would be hard. So what are you celebrating? For passing, yet you were supposed to pass? What are you celebrating? For being away from family, yet you were supposed to be away from family reading? What are you celebrating? What is the celebration? Let's celebrate the destination and not the journey. When you celebrate the journey, when you celebrate at the journey, when you celebrate during the journey, you won't reach the destination. You're going to put people on pressure. They will have to hire venue, hire sound, hire a food catering company. People will be giving you gifts, and the gifts people will give you are not these things you will be using. They will give you plates, give you blankets, give you things. Then you will celebrate. Then you will give a speech. Then people will give a speech. It is good and parents love it because it works for their social capital. The parents have already been telling their contemporaries and other friends that, my son is studying to be this, my son is studying to be this. So the parents might actually want to show off with a party. But you can be wiser. and tell them, if you want to do a party for me, can you call only those people that are concerned, only those people probably that were on the journey, such that you do not go into a habit of spending money that is supposed to be capital. Why don't your parents get that 2 million, that 3 million, that 4 million, that 5 million that is going to be used in a graduation party to fund you this time, such that you can go to a company and tell them, I do not want a salary. I do not want a salary. The day you walk to a company and you tell that company, I am here, but I only want a transport allowance to work. My father sent me here to get experience. And I want to showcase that I'm a diligent worker. If I work and you're impressed by what I do, you will retain me. But I need 6 months to be here. You won't pay me a salary. If you want to give me anything, probably give me lunch, give me transport. Let your parents use the money that was supposed to fund the graduation to look after you as you jump into a company and you look for that experience. But if you can't enter into a company to pick experience, you're not in the employment business. And it so happens that our parents and our friends can spend all this money in these graduations, and you see the money they have spent, 5 million. How much do you need to start a business? 1 million. With 1 million shillings, you can purchase 100 trays of eggs and you make money selling eggs. With 1 million shillings, you can purchase 100 bunches of matoke and you will be a matoke seller in any market in this country. But we don't do these things. We celebrate, yet we are still in the process. Why would you celebrate when the woman is pregnant? You can't celebrate when the woman is pregnant. We wait for the kid. That's the destination. And even when the kid comes, we don't over-celebrate. We want to make sure that the kid is healthy, the kid is looked after, and the kid has come out as a responsible citizen. That's when we celebrate. But you people celebrate when the woman tells you, I'm pregnant, baby shower, and all that. Celebrating during a pregnancy is the same as celebrating after a degree. I got a first class in my master's at University of London. I didn't even go. I didn't even go for the graduation. But I stayed hungry. I went back and studied. Right now I'm at LDC. That's why I'm even rushing. I'm going to class. But I have done law and finished it, and I'm at LDC. Law is my 4th degree. So not to put you on pressure who has just finished that 1 degree. I want to tell you, you can't celebrate now. If a person like me who has 4 degrees has not celebrated any graduation, and it's not that I do not have the money, but it's because I want to celebrate when celebration is due. Now someone is saying, what if I die? What if you die before celebrating? The answer is, what if you do not die? You see? So I've made my points clear. The business of employment is experience. How do you get experience? Look for a company. All these companies struggled and they died, and they're just resurrecting after COVID. They're struggling with rent, struggling with paying salaries, struggling with business. So no company is going to take on a new employee. But the company needs people. So how do you bait them? How do you trap a company to take you on? You just tell them, for me, you won't pay for me. You won't pay me a salary. All I need is transport allowance and lunch allowance. I need transport allowance, lunch allowance. They will take you on like this before they take on those people who have written CVs I hear on in font, New Times Roman, font 12, with this spacing, mentioning hobbies. No way. With that being said, I want you to consider an option. If you can, I want you to consider an option of empowering yourself to be able to start up businesses. Not all of us were born to be able to run businesses. But if you can start up a business, you will create your own job such that you do not have to look for it. If you find yourself that you can't start up a business, then you're going to look up for one. But know this, the business of employment is experience. I usually see people finish the degree, go for a master's, go for a postgraduate, go for a PhD, go for this, go for this. Even if you have 4 PhDs, the business of employment is on experience. You do not have experience, they're not taking you on. That's why you see, you will enter jobs and you'll be the most qualified. You will have a master's degree and your boss has a certificate and a diploma, but he's the one calling the shots. Then you start feeling bad why you have a master's and postgraduate. It's because they have experience, and they will be putting it to you. They will be pinning it with you. They'll be telling you, here, this is how we've been doing, this is how we've been doing these things for the last 15 years. When they mention theirs, if they mention theirs, they're trying to tell you that they have the currency. The currency is experience. You won't say, I've been doing this at the master's level, at the PhD level, no. The business of employment is experience. The currency is experience. If you do not pick anything from what I have said, you would have done yourself a very big disservice. I want to thank you, Adrian. I have only 5 minutes left. I wonder whether in those I could take a question or two. Over to you, Adrian. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. That's very amazing. Comrade Newton, that was very amazing. Yeah, knowledge is very expensive, and that's why I didn't want you to take 1 hour ushering knowledge. Yeah, it's very expensive. Pick few nuggets and then carry on. Okay. If you have 2 questions and we have Newton for the next 5 minutes, please. What made me laugh is celebrating. What are you celebrating? And what if I die? And the quick answer is, what if you don't die? I loved that. That was very super. All right, let me go through the chat room here and see if my dad is thinking of making for me graduation party. I'll just ask him to give me that money and I set up something to generate for me income. Yeah, someone has learned from experience. Let most of us leaving school learn from him. Okay, these pleasantries. Oh yeah, no celebration. I finally got a strong defense. Okay. Okay, meaning the generation doesn't differentiate between the journey and destination. I think, Newton, can you please extrapolate more about journey and destination? What do you mean?
All right. Thank you very much. Imagine we are in Kampala at Kyambogo University and we are supposed to be in Arua. So we hire a bus to take us to Arua. When we get the bus, we get so excited. So when we reach Karuma, we are like, but this bus which we got, this bus is so comfortable. So we reach Karuma, we get out, we buy michomo, we buy nyama choma, we eat all the money. And after Karuma, we start moving, we lack fuel. When we lack fuel in the bus, it means we celebrated the bus instead of celebrating reaching Arua. Never celebrate the journey, celebrate the final destination. So the journey starts with you when you are born. You go to baby class, top class, P1 to P7. senior 1, senior 6, year 1 to year 3. That's the whole entire journey. The reason your parents took you to baby class is they wanted you to get a job after university. So from baby class to finishing Kyambogo, that's the journey. The actual celebration is when you reach the destination where they say, so as Irene Nansubuga, you are the managing director. Irene Nansubuga, you will be the manager here. Irene Nansubuga, you will be the supervisor. That means baby class teyakusala, P1 teyakusala, secondary school teyakusala. But when you celebrate the degree, it's like celebrating at P7, yet there is senior 4. When you celebrate the degree, it's like celebrating senior 6. I have always been a top performer. If you go to Gombe, they will tell you I was the best in the district. If you go to SMAC, they will tell you I was the best. If you go to Makerere, they will tell you that guy was on top of the. If you go to University of London, they will tell you that guy. Even if you come to law school here, at Makerere, you go to law school and they will tell you that in the top 20% who were chosen to go to LDC, Newton was among. But still, I did not celebrate because I know that is the whole entire journey. My celebration will come when I finish LDC and I start up a law firm. That's when I will know that the whole entire 4 years of law school, the 1 year of LDC, that whole entire 5 years of hustle, struggle, no sleep, have put me finally at the destination. Final question.
Wow, thanks very much, Dr. Newton. As I'm scrolling through the chat room, it seems people have learned. Learning has taken place, which is very amazing. There is something, if it's celebrating the efforts and energizing for the next journey, how best can I celebrate?
So, how best can you celebrate? First of all, celebration is personal. Celebration is personal. What do I mean? If I woke up today and I've finished my degree at Kyambogo, I can say, let me take myself out with my parents. We sit and eat and be happy. That is our way of celebrating. We do not have to involve the village. We can always involve the village later when the funds come. But we do not have money we've saved. We are still new in the field. So celebration can be personal. You can take yourself out. You can buy yourself a shirt. You can buy yourself a suit. You can buy yourself a watch. You can take yourself on a holiday. All those are forms of elementary and small celebration as you plan to go on the big, big thing. But don't get the eyes off the prize. When you get the eyes off the prize, you will stay comfortable where you are.
Fantastic. Oh, that's very
Yes.
amazing. Thanks for those who came in. We have 50 here. We have those who are watching physically at Kyambogo University NEPT building and those who are following via my YouTube channel. We are streaming live and I'm seeing very many people are joining through. Thanks, Mr. Newton. Any parting shots before we release you?
All right. The parting shots are these. When you leave university, you're going to be super, super broke. You'll be among the poor. You won't be wealthy, but that doesn't matter at all. Between 18 years and 35 years is where we are supposed to make every mistake in life. We are supposed to start businesses and fail them. We are supposed to get jobs and be fired for not knowing how to do. We are trying to discover our lives. So it's very okay to make mistakes between 18 and 35 years. So don't put yourself a lot on pressure. Do not look out for people who have jobs and you start trying to think for you. There are people bewitching you. We have different paths to success. There are people who already had jobs as they joined first year. There are people who won't get jobs even in the very first 5 years. There are people who will get jobs before even graduating. There are people who will get jobs on graduation. It does not mean that when they get those jobs for you, you have been left out. Remember, you just stay alive. How do you stay alive? Don't go on wasting your life, because the good things are always in the future. I don't want you to get that very nice job 5 years later when you have already contracted HIV. So you have to maintain to be in good shape. You're healthy. When you're healthy, the wealth will come. So what I have to say is the young people need to keep healthy. The young people need not to think.
Amen. Amen.
Sorry about that. You can finish, Mr. Newton. Someone had unmuted.
All right. So what I was saying, the young people need to know that we all are at different paths. And also, I had forgotten, but let me actually put this. It does not mean that what you studied is that what you will is the vocation or job you will find. You might do psychology today, but you end up as an economist. You might do economics today, but you end up in an agriculture department. Be flexible. I did statistics as my first degree. How did I find myself doing law? It's because I'm flexible. I did statistics, I did IT, I did information security, I did business and finance. Now I'm doing law. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. What you've done at Chambogo is just a brick. It's just when you're constructing a house, you have bricks, you have cement, you have bars, you have iron sheets, you have timber, you have tiles, you have all these fittings. So look at your degree as part of a building block of a better you. Do not say, I've seen this job, but for me, I do not want to be this. Zero. Go elsewhere and find the experiences. Go and pick the experiences. The things you like will finally come out after 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And once you land on the things you like, pursue. I did statistics, but later I realized I didn't want to spend all my life doing that mathematics. I did IT, but IT was changing all the time, and I did not want always to be changing all the time. I did information security, but then I realized that the country where I did information security was a fast-paced country, which is the UK, and Uganda isn't that fast-paced. Then I did business. Then I've taught people businesses. But as I taught businesses and I was giving people advice, they kept on seeking advice for me. And I was like, let me go and do law such that I know more to be able to advise more. And now I'm doing law and I'm enjoying the law. So flexibility is so key. Thank you, Adrian. All the best, my brother.
All right, Mr. Newton, what you didn't tell people, that you are an entrepreneur. I love that statement. You always do that.
Yes.
So you're a CEO of House of Wealth. So you
Yes.
hate poverty.
Yes.
So people should follow you on your Twitter handles, social media platforms, and everything.
Exactly. So people who want to know about wealth and being wealthy, they should go to my. I'm on TikTok as Newton Buteraba Answers. When you go to TikTok, Newton Buteraba Answers. When you go to Facebook, Newton Buteraba /House of Wealth. When you just go to Google and put in Newton Buteraba. When you put on Newton Buteraba, they will give you my Twitter, my TikTok, my Facebook, my articles, my videos, everything. So I would like to thank you, friends. I can't thank you enough. May God bless you.
All right. Thanks very much for that amazing. Now, Councillor Winfred, over to you to welcome for us. Welcome to, for us another presenter. Yeah.
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Newton. Our listeners, we also have our students from Chambogo University Learning Centers, Bushenya and Soroti. At this moment, the next speaker is Miss
Madam
Lydia.
Winfred, wait a bit. Someone has joined this call and is using my name and is a bit vulgar. So that's not me. That's a disclaimer I should put up. Is using my name and is putting in the comments in a vulgar words, which is very unfortunate this morning. So let's continue.
I hope you have removed him or her. We have Miss Lilian Nakaliowa Chiseka, a mental health resilience focus. She's joining us and she's the inspiring team leader of Train Up a Leader. Lilian is a seasoned counselor and leadership trainer. She's deeply committed to promoting mental health. You know what is happening? Mental health resilience among young adults, of which our university students are young adults. With her background in youth development and counseling, she's here to equip us, equip you, the students, with mental and emotional tools to face the uncertainties of life beyond university. From handling stress to staying grounded and focused, Lilian will show us all how to keep our mental health in check while forging new paths. Lilian, unmute, you are most welcome. The students are here to learn from you. Thank you very much. I saw Lilian online. I'm still trying to check and see whether she has left accidentally. Lilian, if you are there, please unmute and maybe you tell us how you have saved your, it is Train Up a Leader. Train Up a Leader. Thank you. You're going to be unmuted, Lilian. Sorry. Lilian, please unmute. You're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Unfortunately, my video cannot be opened. I think I also need to be unmuted with a video.
This is noted, Lilian. Sorry for the inconvenience. It's just because some people, you be speaking as our technician works on you. Members, it is just because some people entered and we're trying to disorganize the rest. Sorry, apologies for the inconvenience.
Okay, so as the video is being worked on, my name's, I have been introduced. I'm not going to talk more about myself beyond what has been shared. So I am happy to be here, and I want to thank the organizing team for organizing such a high-end engagement for our youth. So I want to pick up from where Mr. Newton has left. As he was speaking, actually, I was relating to my experience when I had just finished university. So I remember in 2006, it is when I joined Chambogo for my undergraduate in guidance and counseling. And I remember my father sitting me down and telling me and my siblings, because we were like 3 people joining campus by then. And he was telling us that For me, I am a poor man who did not go to school, and I have done everything possible to make sure that you go to school. So I don't expect any one of you to come back here after university, because I don't have a factory for your jobs, neither do I have an empire for you to inherit or to take on. So after campus, kindly do me a favor, don't come back. You can come back to visit, but don't come back to be here, because what I expect from you is to dig for yourself, to take yourself further to wherever heights you want to be. And that sank. So it did not only sink, but it also caused a lot of pressure. So when I finished my course in 2009, I went to my auntie's place, because remember, Mzee had told us not to go back home in the village. So I went to my auntie's place. So when I reached there, my auntie was like, okay, we thank God that you have finished, but now what you're going to do is you're not going to sit here. You have to look for a place to start volunteering so that you get some skills. When you sit here, you're not going to gain anything apart from watching the Telemundo soaps. So I was, by then I joined Serenity Center as a volunteer, and I learned a lot then, and the skills I gained there helped me get into an opportunity. So, but I remember something else that my auntie told me was, I am giving you only 3 months. I'll be giving you pocket money of 30,000 every month, and I'll be giving you money for your hair. But what I do not expect from you is that after these 3 months, what you should not expect from me, that after these 3 months, I'm going to take care of you. I'm giving you 3 months to look for a job. So maybe some of you have not heard those words from your parents or your relatives or guardians or whatever, but even when someone doesn't tell you those words, when we finish school, we have a lot of pressure. Pressure caused by ourselves, pressure caused by society, pressure caused by our friends, pressure caused by the situation around us. Some of us are privileged. They're just like me, Mr. Newton was saying that, okay, maybe your parents can sustain you, maybe until when you can stand on your own. But most of us are not, I want to believe, are not that privileged. And now that we are done with university, the parent is also done with you, most of us. So what does that mean? It means that, just like my father said, we have to start digging for ourselves. And what does that mean? It means that I want to believe that some of us are now on pressure. Where am I landing? What am I going to do? How am I even going to get there? And I want to say that that is a normal feeling. That is good stress for us. However, if we don't manage it well, we might actually end up into more problems. So many of us, I want to believe, are disoriented. We are stressed. We are frustrated. And I want to say, just like Mr. Newton was saying, that is the beginning of it all. Some of us will be lucky, we will land into a job very fast. Some of us, it is going to take some time, some of us. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, why did we go to school? I always ask my youth that question. Ask yourself, why did I go to school? Did I go to school to, I know many answers that are given. I am going to school to get a job. Most of the people will say I'm going to school to get a job. But the right answer is, I went to school, or I'm going to school to earn the skills and knowledge.
Hello, Lillian.
Sorry.
Hello, Lillian. I'm sorry. Yes. Try to unmute your video.
Okay. Yes. So
as you try to open, you can go ahead as our technician supports us.
Okay. and I will be sharing something as we go on. So as I was saying that we go to school to gain skills and knowledge to help us thrive in life. So if your mentality is, did I gain the skills, have I gained the skills, then high chances are you are grounded to maneuver better in the world of seeking for employment. So I was saying that what causes the mental health, or maybe what is even mental health itself? So mental health in most cases, or it is that emotional, psychological, social well-being that affects the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act. So most of the challenging piece is when we cannot manage the feeling and then we end up acting irrationally. We have seen so many people hanging themselves. We have seen people throwing themselves from the top of the buildings because probably they have tried to, to do everything possible to get that job, but at the end of the day, they have failed. So we don't want that to happen to many of us. So that is why we are having this interaction or this session to Hello? I don't know, am I still?
Lillian, your computer seems to have a problem. You can just talk and we go ahead. Sorry for that.
Okay.
The camera seems to have a problem.
Okay, it is fine. Yeah, so hopefully people can see that. So we don't want to be in a state where at the end of the day, we are going to end up on the streets because of frustration, because of disappointments, because we can't manage the feeling of the challenge of unemployment. And we are probably ending up on the streets. We are throwing ourselves in the bus. We are, going to witch doctors to find out what is probably wrong with us. So we don't want to go to those extremes, but we want to be mentally strong to know, okay, unemployment is one of the lifetime challenges, but the question is, how do we maneuver, as learned people, as elite people? So that is something that I want us to focus on more. So as feelings of inadequacy where you feel like maybe you're not worthy, you have written all these applications and no one has called you back, you have gone for interviews and no one has even, said maybe you're shortlisted for the second interview. Some of us maybe are going to write or have written and you have not heard from the so many companies you have submitted your application to. So there is that sense of inadequacy, like, am I not worth enough? Am I not good enough? And then there is also disappointment, like you feel disappointed every now and then lastly, there is that kind of frustration, like you get fed up with everything. So when such things are happening to us, we must be very watchful because, as I said, it can make us to end up making wrong decision. So just like the first presenter said, that the fact is that in Uganda, the jobs are limited, and not only in Uganda, globally, as he was saying, that people are trying to catch up to make the economy more sustainable. And but the question is, as graduates who have come up out of university, what are you going to do to add on this economy? That is what, as you're waiting for the country to serve you with jobs, the country is also very happy that you have graduated and they are looking forward for you to bring on board what you have learned into something probably that can make the country better, just beyond the job. So According to Bright Monday, I want to believe that some of us know what Bright Monday is. So according to Bright Monday, which is one of the human resource sourcing company in Uganda, one of the biggest, they have their statistics that shows that around 80% of graduates cannot get jobs. And actually the 20 that get also struggle to even thrive within the ladders of employment. Why? Because even when we get the jobs, sometimes we don't have the skills to thrive through. So at the end of the day, we are fired, we are not promoted, so the thing is, as people who are now, we have graduated, yes, we have had all those challenges, it is the reality, but how do we go about that? So how do we transition? So Newton was sharing that you must know what the employers want. For those who are going to embark on looking for jobs, you have to know what does the employer want. And I think he has been very clear. We are looking for the will. I am an employer myself. So I'm looking for someone who has the will. Sometimes we don't care about the degree that you have, acquired. We don't mind about the class, but you have the will to work and to learn. So the challenge that we normally get is that when people are coming from university, they have so high expectations and forgetting that they don't have the skills and the experience to actually, bring a lot on the team. So you want a lot of money, you want a lot of privileges, but you cannot add value, on the organization. So at the end of the day, the employer is asking the value for money. I'm giving you a lot of money. What are you bringing on board when I have to train you, when I have to expose you, when I have to do a lot of things? So if you have the will, and what is that will? The will of volunteering, I think Newton has exhausted that part. So you should be willing to learn. Let money be the secondary thing, but let learning a skill be your first priority. So maintaining and acquiring, a network. I remember my first job, I had a friend who was a president of Ginger Rotary Club. So he had come to Chambogo, Rotary Club, and he invited me. So I went, for the first time I went to join Rotary. And when I reached there, my first employer had come to advertise for positions for fresh graduate students. And that is how I landed on my first job. So what are those networks out there? You can join those out there. Some are online, some are physical, some are under the church, some are under, different organizations. There are so many alumni networks. So when we are out to manage these frustrations, to manage these disappointments, be part of a network that is going to help you either with advice or with with an opportunity or with something that probably can make you not to feel like it is the end of the world. So if you're part of one, maintain it. If you don't have one, join one, because that could be one of the opportunity that can make you maneuver. So, and when I say maintaining, some of us are going out because maybe we don't have relatives around town, or so high chances are we are going to go back in the villages, despite the fact that we have been cautioned not to go back. But because of circumstances, maybe some of us might not be able to stay around. The only option might be going back home. But do not shut out from the people that you have been learning with, because that has been your network for now 3 years or so. So if you shut out, people will start saying, Bananga gundi yalagawa, where did so and so go? Bananga view. So we are in the digital world. Please make sure that you're part of the network so that you're not left behind. Yes, acquire relevant skills through volunteering, through vocational learning. Newton has shared now is pursuing his 4th degree. So maybe, yes, you did guidance and counseling, as many might say, or you did ICT, or you did business administration or procurement or whatever. And at the end of that day, you feel that is not you. You know, you just did that degree because Chambogo or Makerere or whichever university gave it to you. So don't be tagged in there. Don't be constrained with that you have acquired. You can actually go ahead and acquire other skills. Like someone, we have seen many musicians graduating from university, doing different courses, but they have gone ahead to pursue their music career, you know? So maybe you have done this course, it is not your thing, but you're into fashion, you're into music, you're into football, you're into, please go ahead and pursue your interest. Probably that could be your lane of success. So try entrepreneurship. This has been really focused. Yeah, not, as we have said, 80% of graduates cannot access, you know? So the question is now, what next for you as an individual? Maybe it is now high time for you to use your skills and knowledge, you know, to start something. It could be within what you have learned, but it could be through your passion. It could be through something that you think is an opportunity, and you can look at it and take it on. What are the problems in our community, and what can we do to solve them? That is where wealth is. You know, so as you go back to your villages to celebrate, to do all these things, ask yourself, what problem is in Ipunamoaya? And as a graduate, what can I do to solve this problem? High chances are that might be your door of success. And don't do this journey alone. Entrepreneurship is funny, or is something that is very interesting. I look for people. Maybe some did a business course, another one did a social science, another one. And then you can, you know, sit and discuss and see what can we do as a team, you know, to change our lives. So don't embark on an entrepreneurship journey alone. You can work with others actually to change your life and also change the lives of others. If I ask now, you know, and I ask Mr. Kakinda, or I tell this congregation that a trainer per leader, we have these employment opportunities. How many people have their CVs ready? If I'm like, okay, I'm sharing my link now or my email, please send your CVs, and you have only 30 minutes to do that. How many of you have updated CVs? And some of you are going to say, but we have not worked before. We don't have experience. You went for internship. You have worked on so many. Some of you were leaders in secondary schools. You have been leaders at university. That is all experience. But have you put it on paper? So have your CV ready so that anytime the opportunity knocks, you just send it there. These days, when people are giving out people employment, they do what they call rotational basis. They review applications as they come in. So as they are reviewing, if they land on that CV that is of the person they are looking for, they will stop there. But then the congregation, I mean, the people applying will never know that even the process has ended. Someone can even start working when people are still applying. So you want to be prepared. You want to move like in Sanaf. I don't, the Waganda said Tamblango Garudi as in Sanaf. And then also, we want to optimize social media. It is this village global network for all of us. Wherever you are, everywhere you are, you can be connected. But also use it to be part of things that are going to help you, you know, in this struggle of getting something to do. So we have employment platforms like Fuzu, Bright Monday, Jobs, Ugandan Jobs. I'm saying this because I got my second job through an online HR platform, which is Fuzu. It is a Kenyan company. So you can actually upload this application on your phone, and they will be updating you. Even organizations, you subscribe to them. They will be updating you of the different opportunities that are there. Because if you wait for people to call you and say, my friend, there is a gig here, now everyone is going to start fighting for their own interests. So I want to conclude by emphasizing a few things. One is appreciate independence. The only way you have, the only first step of you to develop that resilience to handle this stage is to know that now I am a grown-up man, I am a grown-up woman, and it is time that, just like the whites say, it is time for me to suck it up. So it is time for me to actually now live an independent life, where you can even avoid your parents helping you, for you to appreciate the sense of independence. Take it up, because now we are looking at you as soon to be parents or soon to be partners. So if you're coming to marry my daughter, I expect you to be able to take care of her and the family that you're planning to start, you know? So there is no way you're going to do that if you're still going back to mommy. Mami bampeye and bampeye bili bampeye za rent. Now it is the time for you to appreciate independence. It is a very good challenge, but it is very satisfying if you can maneuver through and make your life, you know, by yourself. It is okay to ask yourself, to ask for help. However, it is more fulfilling if you know, you do this by your own. You make it at your own. And even our parents even become more proud of us if they can see us, you know, work around our lives by ourselves. Challenge yourself. I think Mr. Newton said, do not be comfortable. The independence should be a good challenge for you to now, you know, say, okay, this has come. Now, how do I go about this? Let your mind work every time to look for opportunity. Let this not be like a big problem that does not have a solution. There's a saying that says every problem has a solution. So the thing is, this is a good challenge. How do I go about it? And by using all the insights that we have shared, I want to believe most of us will be good to go.
Hello, Lillian. We have 1 minute to go.
Yes. So live a realistic life. Don't say maybe some of us have been living, you know, expensively, and now it is time for reality to kick in. Don't try to fake life. Live it as it is. Then, just know that there are different ways to pass to success. It is not only through employment. A lot has been shared around that. And just know that opportunities come to those who are prepared. Prepare yourself to land into any opportunity. And I would conclude by saying, pray to the God of your own understanding, just like the Serenity Prayer says. So with that, I will welcome questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lillian. Unfortunately, we've not seen your voice. I mean your face. As we welcome questions. I will allow me add on something regarding the CVs. I've had many students put my name as a referee.
Councillor Winfred, are you there? Oh, okay. I think we've lost Councillor Winfred. I'll try to check through the chat room. Are you still there, Councillor Winfred? Seems your network is buffering. As Councillor Winfred comes back, Lillian, someone called Sengoa Yunus is asking, how can I deal with the pressure from my parents about getting work and negative evaluations from people about not having post-graduation? How can I manage a situation where I'm the first son and feel to contribute to siblings and parents without an earning job at the present?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Kakinda, and for the person asking the question. I think I shared my experience that for me, I was even told before, because as I was entering university, the call was already made. Please don't come back. So that was already enough pressure I started knowing I should not go back to the village. So for me, I would say that is a good challenge, but you need to sit your parents down and talk about these things because you're now a grown man or a grown woman. And I think the pressure will not come through if they are seeing you take the initiative, you know? So maybe before you even think of going back to the village, if you can keep around, by the many boys that for me, the boys that I studied with those days, many of them didn't go home. They stayed around Banda trying to maneuver life through, and most of them managed to make it. But for you, you're planning as much, like you can't wait probably to go back in the village. The village opportunities are not that many. So when we stay around, we give ourselves a challenge, and also we stop worrying. You know, every time we leave and go back to the village, the pressures are going to come. Now that one graduated, they are there. We even make the young ones demotivated and making them think that education is not relevant. So this is a good challenge for us to now think through, given also the information that has been shared, how, like, you start looking out before you even think of going back home. How many applications have you dropped? You know, Newton was saying, like, if you can get that job that can give you lunch, can give you transport, that opportunity, keep around and get the skills, because now when we go back to the village, high chances are we might not get those opportunities because they are not there. However, if you know that you can go there and change the life there, maybe through entrepreneurship, then you can go for it. So I would say just embrace this as a good challenge for you, and together with your friends, I want to believe that most of us now are in that boat. Together with your friends, try to help one another to see how you can go about this, because those are going to be there more so if they see you back to the village doing nothing.
Thank you very much, Lillian. Adrian, I have unfortunately lost my internet and I don't have questions in the chat. So if there is anything you could help us continue, but otherwise we thank you, Lillian. This is very good. I hope our students out there have benefited and they will continue getting in touch with us. Thank you, Adrian. If there is anything, well and good. If we don't have any more questions, we can go to the next presenter.
Yeah, thanks, Lillian. It's okay. I think let's log in the next presenter if Miss Lillian is keeping up around with the next presenter, perhaps some comments will come through and I'll throw them to her to answer as the next presenter takes it up. Okay, I think Councillor Winfred has said she's having issues with the network. Allow me to do this on behalf of Councillor Winfred to welcome Reverend Nathan Balirwana Mugalu. First, a powerhouse in relationship counseling and seasoned public speaker with over 15 years of experience. He specializes working with young people, families, and those people who want to be better in their lives, especially as they navigate relationships. I know some of the questions you're throwing in the chat room, how to deal with relationships with your girlfriends, boyfriends, family members post-graduation, is going to handle that in the next 25 minutes. So allow me to welcome Reverend Nathan as he takes it up. Reverend, you are welcome. Oh, is Reverend on? Yeah.
Reverend has been in and out, so maybe his network is like mine right now.
Yes, Adrian, thank you very much. I was waiting for you to unmute. Kindly unmute the video.
Okay, you can unmute now the video.
Okay, thank you very much, team. Hope I can be heard and seen.
Yeah, you're very smart. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Papa Adrian and Madam Winnie. I am in the field, so just seated under a tree, as you can see, with the vehicle in the background. So this is how we enjoy working in the villages of this country. Is my audio clear?
Fantastic.
Yes, you are okay.
Yes, thank you very much, team, for the opportunity of inviting me to speak at such an event. Unfortunately, I've tried to log in with my laptop so that I can share the screen, but I am in the village, so it has failed. My topic is navigating personal relationships past campus, balancing career and personal life. Now, in most cases, when we are in campus or when we are simply joining campus, we have a lot of expectations. And this is very clear. Expectations, dreams, aspirations. We look at some of our colleagues and admire them and look at them in a way that probably looks at what they earn, what they are doing. We pick inspiration from all these people. But before we begin, I have the first 5 W's that each one of us should consider if we are looking at post-campus life, balancing career, and navigating life after campus, because we are in campus for 2, 3, 4 years only, and then we get out. We go out in a world that is volatile, that is versatile, that has opportunities and challenges. The first question would be, who are you? Because post-campus, we are not looking at just a name. Who are you? Who are you means that what is your character? What is your personality? What is your name? And these should be acquired well in campus. So who are you? Then the next W is, what do you want? Do you simply want a job? Some people want jobs, others want money, others want just opportunities. So you should be able to define what do you want, because opportunities that come your way will depend on what do you want and how you present what you want. Then the other W is what if. What if what you want delays? What if your aspirations delay? What is the next course of action? What if the professional job that you started delays? What is the next course of action? Then the other issue is, when do you want it? It involves time. Timing is important, because just like we say goals should be time bound. So this should also be time bound. Then the other issue is, who do you relate with? So the first is, who are you? Gwani. Number 2, what do you want? What do you want? Number 3, what if what you want delays? Number 4, when do you want it? That is the time bound, the time limit. Then the other issue is, who do you relate with? Because in most cases, who do you relate with? The person that, or the people that you relate with, determines how far you go, determines how soon you arrive, and determines where you end up. Because all of us are simply a function of the people that we relate with. And now, post-campus relationships. I believe that while we're in campus, all of us form relationships. Relationships with our colleagues, relationship with our fellow students, with our friends, relationships that also include the sexual relationships. Because in most cases, I'll give a testimony, the wife that I married, I got her while we were on campus. So even this may happen. So these are points to note as far as relationships are concerned. Number 1, are you able to connect? Are you able to network and connect? Because in most cases, as young people, we are good at networking. It's not that young people don't have the phone contacts. They have them. It's not that young people do not see people that they wish could mentor them or be like them. They have them. But the question is, can you connect? Can you go an extra mile? You have a phone number. Are you going to only call when you have a need? Personally, I have so many people that have my contact, but in most cases, they only call when they have an issue. They only call maybe when they have a wedding. They only send a message when they need support, when they need some money and all that. So the question is, are you able to connect and keep a connection? Are you a person that somebody can connect with and be comfortable around? Then number two, present a problem, because relationships that are successful or that are yielding will depend on your relevance. We can only be relevant in relationships after campus when we can present the problem that is there. And after presenting a problem, you present yourself as a person that can solve a problem. Because people are not simply looking for people to connect with for convenience. People are looking for people that can solve problems at whatever level. Because the question is, can you solve a problem? First of all, is there a problem? And can you solve a problem? So when I engage in a relationship with you as a student, as a graduate, as a person that just graduated from campus, can you solve a problem? A person that solves a problem is an asset, not a liability. Then relationships, some relationships, we are not sure of whether we shall go into them. Africans have a saying, aim and shoot. But as a younger graduate from the campus, from the university, you do not have time to aim. Sometimes you have to just shoot, get out of the comfort zone and seek for the relationships that you feel these relationships will be important to you. For instance, you can see Councillor Winfred. She's one of our national mentors, but I mean, you have her contact. If you wait for aiming, you may never get her into your network. But if you shoot, just wake up and go to her, just wake up and go to this person, just wake up and walk to this company, just wake up and present yourself to be counted, because in most relationships, unless you have godfathers who will connect you, most of us don't have the godfathers to connect us. We are the godfathers, we are the godmothers to ourselves. Therefore, we just present ourselves that we are here. We are here for relationships. We are here because we want to connect. Then the other issue is the comparative advantage. What do you have? Because people are looking for young people that can make a difference. The question is, which difference can you make? Do you have a difference? Do you add value? Can you make a difference? What leverage? Leverage in Luganda is called enkizo. Nkizo chijoli na kubalala. Which leverage do you have that will call people to engage in relationships with you, either professional or social or networking relationships? Because you can only be involved in these relationships when you add value, but also when you have an advantage over others. Take an example where all of us have bachelor's degrees. The question is, what makes a difference? Take an example where we have master's degrees. What is the difference? Many people have bachelor's degrees. They don't have networks. They don't have jobs. They have no professions. People have master's degrees. They don't have connections. They don't have work. They don't have networks. People even have PhDs. They are not employed. They don't have networks. They don't have connections. So the question is, a relationship that will come with your way will only come if you can add value, but also if you have an advantage over others. And realizing your advantage, it takes a process of self-factualization. And you know that, well, this is my advantage. This is the leverage that I have. And therefore my presence can matter. Then the other issue is self-branding. Good relationships will only come your way when you have a brand. I want to give an example of the people that are doing counseling or that have done counseling psychology. The question is, what do you sell? You don't sell a product. A builder will build a house and it will stand. A baker will bake bread and it will stand. A mechanic will mend a car and it will stand. A tailor will make a shirt and you will see it. The question is, what does a counselor sell? What does a social worker sell? What does a public administrator sell? You sell your brand. Therefore, engaging in a process of building a brand, because people will look for the brand. People that look for Reverend Nathan do not look for the person, they look for the brand. And even Reverend Nathan himself, me as a person, the brand is even more important than me, the person, because I know it is the brand that brings me money. It is the brand that educates my children. It's the brand that gives me opportunities. Therefore, engage in a process of doing a brand, establishing a brand that will enable people look for the brand, because in most cases, apart from maybe scientists, but also scientists, we have many of them who are just unemployed. For us doing arts, in most cases, we sell the brand, and the day you realize the brand, that's when you become you become a hot cake. Then continuous capacity building, because authority only goes to he who knows. Authority goes to he who knows. A person that knows is the one that has authority, not age, not experience. As long as you know, what do you know? What can you present? Which value do you have? Because authority goes to he who knows. I remember one time when we were just graduated, I worked in Mildmay, and in the clinic room where we were, our clinic, the youth clinic, all of us were young people of 23, 24. And we used to work on very old, elderly, experienced, baby Tibwa, honorables, and whatever. But now some of them used to say, but now for you, you are young. What do you know? Even then, we were not even yet married. We had not really established ourselves as such. But the question was, authority went to he who knew. So, my dear brothers and sisters, continuous capacity building, continuous capacity engagement, continuous progress as far as knowledge is concerned. Capacity is not only got in school. Capacity is got through the inner urge to search and seek for knowledge and wisdom, the inner search to seek for information, and the search to always work towards improving yourself. You should be better. You should present yourself better. You should be a better public speaker. You should be better at self-confidence. You should be better at presenting your case, because at the end of the day, raise up and be counted. If you're not counted, unless you have godfathers, then no one shall come to your rescue. Lastly, as far as relationships are concerned, get out of the crowd, because the crowd has many people. Be different and using the opportunity at that younger age, because let me tell you, at that younger age, you are lucky that you have an advantage of being young. People, as long as you present yourself as a different young man, as a different young person, how do I get out of the crowd? How do I be different? Because the advantage that you have is being different. I'll give an example. When we had started working, we decided, I remember with Adrian and a few colleagues, we decided to be different young people. And trust me, opportunities chased us. We decided what makes us different. I remember when I was getting married, just a few months after campus, people said, well, this is a younger man, we should support him. I even got a promotion at my workplace because I did something that people expected a young person to be just lousy and everything. But now this one is presenting themselves as a responsible person. Therefore, you have the advantage of being young. It is an advantage. Remember, we are not young forever. We are young for a short while. So that's all about relationships. Now, balancing life and work. Balancing life at work. I know that there be a lot of anxieties and this, but it's one day at a time. It is day by day. Don't rush. Much as you should find a difference between being patient and wasting time. Many black people, many black young people are just wasting time thinking they are being patient. So be patient, but don't waste time. Because remember, we are chasing after time and we have little time. It's one day at a time. Get out of the crowd. Be positive about yourself, because a relationship that you have with yourself will determine how far you move. Just imagine a person that does not like themselves, that does not love themselves, that does not, you know, that does not value themselves. That person cannot go anywhere. Then the other thing is, as you balance life and work in that young age after campus, avoid the victim mindset. Be a conqueror. We are Africans. We come from bloodlines of fighters. We don't come from bloodlines of cowards and people that are playing the victim card. Get out of your room. Get out of the comfort zone. Get out of lamenting. Get out of okwekubagiza. Because we are Africans, let me tell you, we are Ugandans. We come from a bloodline of fighters. Some of us even have those names, Balirwana. They will fight. Get up and fight. Get up and fight. Avoid the victim mindset, because at the end of the day, the victim mindset is not taking us anywhere. Well, there are no jobs. Well, it is nepotism. Well, it is tribalism. Well, it is godfathering and godmothering. No, even some of us that came from very poor families, we made it through the corridors, and until now we are making it because we avoided the victim mindset. Then prioritize self-care. As you balance after campus, self-care is very important. I will say this thing: take time and bathe, take time and brush your teeth, have a sense of fashion. I have a philosophy that I am developing about fashion among men. As a man, don't put on more than 3 colors, because it will show you as somebody that's not serious. Smell well, have a good haircut, have a good beard cut, present yourself as somebody that has some power, not as somebody that is vulnerable. Have self-care. Then engage in a professional network. This one has been said. Have mentors. All of us are what our mentors are. You are not going to get what you don't have. The mentors are the ones that are going to support you. Seek support from people. Not everybody. I may sound proud and very, very antagonistic, but don't take advice from everybody. Take advice from people, take mentorship from people that you see are in your line, because everybody has their own view. Take advice from people that are going to understand you from your own world, not people that are just imposing their values, because you cannot live another person's life. You have a book to write, you have a journey to walk, you have a legacy to create. And then there are these negative coping mechanisms. Alcohol, if possible, completely avoid alcohol. If possible, avoid drug abuse. If possible, avoid womanizing. If possible, avoid reckless sexual behavior, like engaging in multiple sexual relationships, like engaging in live sex, like engaging in homosexuality, like engaging in so many things. If you cannot live without it, be like Reverend Nathan. I graduated in January, I married in June. And as I talk now, 11 years down the road in holy matrimony, because what is going to destroy a young man, a young woman after campus is women. Women, sex is a destroyer. Learn to control. We say this in Man Cave. Don't be dick driven as a young man, because the moment you get dick driven after campus, you may not make it to 30. Don't be dick driven. Dick, I know you are young people, you understand the word dick. Dick. Don't be dick driven as you chase for your goals. Don't give up on yourself, because you should stand for yourself, because it is you to pat yourself, pat yourself and say, Nathan, we have to move. I don't have a job now, I don't have this now, but I will make it. Please, 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 don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. The other issue is, don't compare yourself with other people that you don't know. Don't compare yourself with people that you don't know. I know you want to drive a car like Reverend Nathan. You want to have some little money like Reverend Nathan. You want to be on the plane like him. But the guy has worked for the last how many years? You were in senior 1, the guy was at the campus. You were in P7, the guy was working. You were in your first year, the guy was already sitting with the CEOs and directors and whatever. So compete with yourself, not with another person. Don't compare yourself with people that you know nothing about. Only compare yourself with people that you know. People that you know. Then Yeah, the other things have been said. Get out of the comfort zone. Your success is just out of your comfort zone. Get out of the comfort zone. Get out of the bed. Get out of the hostel room. Get out of the whole room and move and seek for opportunities. You get that? Yes. As we conclude, one, innovate. Those of you that attended our student symposium, innovate. What can you add? What can you add? What can you add? You are doing counseling. There are so many counselors floating on the market. The question is, what can you add? What can you add? We have trending things. The other time it was gender. Now it is climate change. The other thing is sexual reproductive health. The other thing is this. What can you add? What can you innovate? We have social media. Make sure that your social media platforms speak about you. We are in an era of artificial intelligence. Please innovate, innovate, innovate. Tweet, post things that show that this is where you are going, this is where you're going to go. The other, number two, explore. Because in your comfort zone where you're seated, there are no opportunities. Explore opportunities. Opportunities are there. The other issue is network. Have a network of people that you believe can take you somewhere. Look for them. They will not look for you. Don't wait. Lumba. Wake up and go to the Ministry of Gender and look for the Commissioner for Children. Look for the Commissioner for this. Wake up and go to the Ministry of Education and look for the Commissioner for Guidance and Counseling. Please get out, stand out to be counted, stand out to be seen. Majority of us are from poor families. We are poor people. Unless you stand out to be counted, nobody is going to stand out for you. Nobody is going to network you. Nobody is going to mother figure you. Nobody is going to father figure you or godmother you. No, get out. Get out of your comfort zone. Lumba tulumbe banange. Lastly, connect. Maintain the networks. Maintain the connection, because you should connect. Be in touch. Be around. Let me tell you, even us until now, some places, when you are around, you are counted. When you're not around, nobody thinks about you. Be present. Kera kumacha yambala. Present yourself. Be present. Be present. Be present. Be present. Lastly, Councillor Winnie, lastly, abana bantu bagambe, my young people say, fatalaini. Don't get off the line. Fatalaini. Fatalaini. Funalaini yo. Fatalaini yo. Fatalaini. Don't get out of the line. Tovakulaini. Don't get out of the line. Don't let alcohol get you out of the line. Don't get men get out of the line. Don't let anything put out of the line. Now pursue your career and success. Other things will come. Sex is not going to run away. Good cars are not running away. Good clothes are not running away. Phones are not running away. You will surely find everything as long as you work on your character, you work on your profession, you work on your personality, you work on your self-care, you work on your brand, you work on yourself. Get out of the comfort zone. Stand out to be counted. Nobody is going to stand out for you. Pat yourself on the chest. Pat yourself on the head. Pat yourself on the shoulder and say, please, get up, get up, get up. And we go to Tambuli. Yeah, have a good time for now.
Wow. Fatalaini, stand out, branding, self-care. Most important, our dear students. Sometimes you say, I am going out to do something, but you put images, you put messages on your social media, which is not selling you. He has said it all. Thank you very much, Nathan. Adrian, over to you. My network has been disorganizing me in case of any questions. Thank you.
Wow, thanks very much, Reverend Nathan. That was powerful. That's why I say today I'm not saying anything. My panelist is enough for the last lecture. It's everything. Actually, I feel like you've done a great job already. But Reverend Nathan, I've not got a job, but my parents are pressurizing me to marry or to get married. So I'm asking for the two people. Nkolentia, what can I do? That's one. Then I have a girlfriend, but I don't have money. Should I part way, or we can fertilize, like you said, with the these things of boy-girlfriend relationship. 3, another question coming from the YouTube channel here is that I'm afraid I have a girlfriend, but I don't have enough money to support her, and she wants to get pregnant, and she wants to get in with me after campus, which I'm not ready for. Reverend, what can I do? So I think these are related questions about sexual relationships after campus. Reverend, when do I marry? My parents are telling me if you've not got a job, get a man and get married. So what can I do?
Yes, Adrian, can you hear me, please?
Yes.
First of all, if your parents are telling you you've not got a job, you just finished get married, let me tell you, in all other relationships, we attract what we want. Like I say always, even those of you that watch me on on the TV, on social media, a person, I don't speak for the elderly generation. I speak for this generation. You'll get a man like you get what you are. If you don't have a job, you have no value, because at the end of the day, relationships are not only about sex. If you are in a relationship and the only thing you can offer is sex, but also remember, you cannot offer sex because we are Africans, we are blacks, we are Ugandans, we are only taught how to do sex when we are going to get married. So maybe the only thing you can provide for now is mating. Mating, get somebody, enter, cha, out. Gwawali. That's the only thing you can offer. So please don't rush into marriages or relationships because people are pressurizing you. Because at the end of the day, you are only going to get what you are. In relationships, we attract who we are. We attract the kind of value that we have. Remember, just after campus, you don't have a job. You don't have a job. You don't have sustainability. You cannot even take care of yourself. Then the only thing you can offer in the so-called marriage or relationship is mating. You know, mating, just like a cow, just like a pig, just like a goat, just like not sex, because sex is taught, sex is modeled, sex is mentored, which you've not got. So the only thing that you can know is just mating, ejaculation, whatever orgasm, and that's all. Just mating, nothing else. So most of the young people currently, they're just mating. They're not even doing sex because you don't know what sex is. Now me have spent 11 years in marriage. Now me have learned sex and I can do sex. But a long time ago when I was still a child, I was just mating. So don't anyone pressurize into marriage. That girl that has no money, you don't have money to take care of that girl. Is that girl an orphan? Is that girl an orphan? Doesn't she have parents? Why should you, as a young man who has not even discovered yourself, who cannot even sustain yourself, why do you take on another person? Is she an orphan? Are you their father? Now, a person that says, take care of me, yet even you cannot sustain yourself, please wait. Like I said, me, it was different because I had my girlfriend in campus. Only that now I am getting old. You see, I look crooked. But then, Adrian, we were hot. No, I didn't have only one girl. Very many were running around. But I chose one that I married. But me, I got a job as I was still doing internship. I was working in Mildmay. When I married, me, I got an email inviting me for a job. I've not been unemployed before. So I had got a job and I had the financial muscle to sustain a family. Please take your time. Don't anybody pressurize you. Girls, don't get pregnant because the only thing you can offer now is mating and pregnancy. Don't get pregnant. Otherwise, you're going to end up in being a young mother at a young age. You're going to end up losing your value at a younger age. Please don't get into pressure of getting into marriages. I want to get married. I don't have a job. Please don't. But if you get a job, I would advise, if you get a job, if God helps you to get a job, settle down early enough. It is important that you settle because my philosophy is get your age, add 25. If you're 25 now, add 25, you'll be 50. Don't overwaste time. If you get financial sustainability, get married. But don't rush into marriages, because sex is not going to run away. You'll find sex, you'll do sex until you are tired, until when you don't do sex. Let me give my example. If I don't do sex for even 2 days, and Madam Winnie here is my mentor, if Madam Winnie here Achi Reverend Nathan does not do sex, he just sleeps, aje wange nechiboko, because it is now my duty to do sex and good sex. So sex will not run away. Time will come when it is even criminal for you not to do sex. So don't rush, please be there. First work on yourself, first work on your value. What do you bring on the table? Make sure you are the table. When you are the table, improve your value until you are the table. Now, when you ask me, oh, Reverend, what do you bring on the table? I am the table myself. I know my presence is the table itself. So if you still don't have what to bring on the table or what you bring on the table, please don't. First work on yourself, realize yourself, be patient, work on yourself, work on your profession, work on your character, because as I conclude, you are only going to attract who you are. Buli omu asikiriza value gy'alina. If you can offer commando and chips of 2K, you are going to attract that value, and you are going to go into the vicious cycle of poverty, ignorance, curses, and whatever, because you didn't mind yourself, you just got your value. So please be steady. Fata line, tova kulaini, goba line, fata line, tova kulaini. Surely, as long as you are persistent, as long as you are consistent, you're going to break the resistance and you shall make it. Me, I know, because I am an example to that. I can attest to that. Well, Papa Adrian, thank you very much.
Wow, thanks very much, Reverend Nathan Barilwana Mugalu. Thanks very much for that amazing nuggets you've thrown to our young people who are preparing to leave campus, those who are fresh in the world of work. I think these are great nuggets. They rarely, or they had never got in their classrooms because it's never part of their course outline. Yet these are great nuggets we always need to have a software to keep us moving in the world of work. Thanks, Reverend Nathan. I know I've seen messages here inviting you at Kyambogo. I think Councillor Winfred Chiosaba will do that. They want to see you back to Kyambogo physically because someone has said Reverend Ayongeza pressure. Okay, no problem. These are uncomfortable, honest conversations. I think you've learned something. Now, we already late, but we have our last panelist. We want to switch gears and we dive into further studies, because these are some of the things we always think about after campus. Should I do a job? I fail to get a job, but some people fail to get jobs and they want to switch to continue with their further studies. So I want to bring our last panelist today with a topic: navigating international education and success beyond borders. Now, joining us all the way from the United Kingdom in London is Miss Sandra Lawino, a Ugandan, an inspiring example of taking bold steps beyond borders. A proud Kyambogo University alumni from the class of 2016, Sandra graduated with a Bachelor of Guidance and Counseling, laying the foundation for her impactful career in mental health. She since then earned her master's in global mental health from St. George's University in London, cementing her expertise in mental health on an international scale. Currently, she's working as an engagement and recovery coordinator with the NHS in London. Ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Ms. Sandra Lawino to throw some nuggets about thinking about further studies, and not only further studies in Uganda, but thinking of going abroad and pursue further studies and become better and better and bigger. Welcome, Sandra Lawino.
Hi, everyone. Adrian, could you
Yeah, you
allow
allowed.
me to use my phone? I want to present on video on my phone, then I'll share the screen on my laptop. That's why you're hearing like sound.
Maybe you can mute one of the two so that we don't get the echo. All right, take it away.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to have my video on the phone, if you could enable it. And then I'll share the screen on my laptop, please.
Are you having two accounts logged in?
Yeah, there's Sandra as well.
Okay. I've done so.
Thank you. Good afternoon, my people in Uganda. Good afternoon, good morning in the other parts of the world. My name is Sandra. I'm not going to talk about myself because Adrian has finished talking about myself. I'm going to share a screen. I have a presentation that I will make. Most of the things that I wanted to talk about has been talked about. So I will start from areas that have not been touched. Yeah, okay. I will start from here. Most of people that have been here before, they talked about something to do with internship and internship, volunteering, having small business. They were really, really good point to note. And I love working with young people. I think my entire life, right from high school until this date, I've worked with young people and has been specifically around the area of mental health, life skill support. And I think I'm really good. And that has been me over the year. So yeah, yeah. So that is basically me. So I'm gonna dive in straight. The previous speakers, they talk about internship and what. So in all the workplaces, if you need to gain access or anything, always they ask for work experience. So in this case, I just put things like internship, practical and placement. Through your journey at the university, I remember at my time at Chambogo, you do like placement, practicum, like twice, second year and third year. So that is already building your CV and building the line for you to get that work experience. And while doing that, when you're doing your internship or the practicum, of which majority of you here have done that part already, so you cannot go back there. But in those places that you go to, I would like to encourage you people or the fellow people you will talk to in the future. While doing that, they need to show that they're capable. I've had some of people that I've worked with, like in all the places I've worked with or done internship up to this day, if I say, I want to come back and work with you people, they will always get me back. Why? Because I'm someone, when I go to a place, I sit down, I work with people. I don't like sit around like, oh, I'm doing internship. You might even think that I'm one of the staff when I'm not. So that is the picture I always portray. And I love to learn. So I will not focus like, oh, I'm a counselor, I'll focus on this. No, I've learned a lot of things. I gather a lot of information so that when I sit with people and we are discussing, you realize that, oh, this girl is actually very knowledgeable. You knows a lot. For most people, they always say, you're very mature for your age. It is because of going extra mile to know a lot of things that has kept me going. So I did internship in a hospital. In my third year, I worked with Uganda Police, Child and Family Protection Unit. So I encourage people to always have an open mind. As a young person, have an open mind. So why am I bringing this? Let's say if you have done counseling or you're doing social work or you have done social sciences, or it depends. You can, after graduating, you finish to graduate, go back to that police station, Child and Family Protection Unit. All those police stations have those departments. Ask them if you can carry on working with them twice a week. So you can dedicate like maybe every Monday and Wednesday, I go there and they will not give you anything, but at the police station, there's always like transport available and there's food, free food. So you'll be there, you're gaining experience. A lot of issues are going on. A lot of people are coming in that place. They will get you. They'll say, I have been seeing this person. What do you do? What are you a police officer? Then definitely you're not, but you're delivering a services. Then that is how you will be absorbed. I did not look for a job. I was lucky. Why? Because of this kind of relationship, I'm always willing to work. I engage in things. I participate in a lot of things, and it opened doors for me. Reverend Nathan was like one of our mentees or people who were like giving us support supervision while I was working at Mailme, Uganda. He had left at the time I joined. So I was also called there. I went as volunteer. I worked like 3 months. In 3 months, they offered me a contract based on what I was doing and the values I was offering in the Mailme platform while we were doing the health system strengthening in the central Uganda. So I worked there. By the time I left Mailme, I was the district mentor for Luero district. So that was still based on hard work and the values I was contributing in the health strengthening system. And that is what brought me to the UK. So volunteering, if you get an opportunity to volunteer, any organization that you feel like they add values, please make sure you engage, because when you're going for further studies, one of the things that you need is the work experience. Like if you're applying for Chevening, they will ask you for the minutes. They want to look at the hours, the specific hours they need. So all those things you'll be doing will contribute, and these are people who will give you references. I would mentor young people from Uganda that by the time they were looking for further studies, they don't even have references, whether professional or academic. Mind you, you spend like 3 years at Chambogo University, and there's a lot of lecturer. You can't find one to build relationship with, and such a person become your mentor, or in the future they give you reference. And when you're asking for reference, these people are very, very busy. Like look at Councillor Madam Winnie, she's always up and down running this program there, and you still need a reference. So it is better we also learn how to draft a reference, give to our referees, let them review it, put it in their own words, and give you the reference. It make it easier. But some of the young people, they leave university, they don't even have any single lecturer that can give them a reference. And that's, I don't think it's a nice thing. As a young person, you had a lot of things about networking, building that network. So that is what you should do. Talking about business, I'm not going to go there because presenter Newton talked about it already, so we shall not go there. So I'm going to networking now. So what do we do under networking? There's a lot of things going on. We all know our field, but explore other fields as well. So you attend networking events. Every time you're in Kampala, Google what is going on, see on social media. There's a lot of things going on that you can go attend, meet new people. That is how some of us got a job. You can get a job by attending such event and presenting yourself and the things that you're working on presently. Joining professional bodies. We have professional association, UCA, for the counselors in Uganda. Please make sure you're joined if you're a counseling student. Even social work, I think they can join. People who have done social sciences. You can join, pay a certain amount of money to be a member, which is really good because there's a lot of, there are jobs that they also advertise there. And then they also have like monthly newsletters that people write. So you'll be writing articles, you get known. When they Google you, they find you there that you did this. Find time, Google yourself and find out the kind of information you have about yourself. So joining professional association is good. I know engineers, everyone, I think most of the professional, they have association. Make sure you're a member. Doing those short courses is good. Those leadership courses, it builds your CV, it builds on you the skills that you need. Attending conferences and seminars. I think UCA has been doing it a lot. There's always conferences, seminars, and they bring guest speakers with wealth of experience from UN, WHO. Have met quite a number of potential good people like network from this association while I was in Uganda, and I'm still in contact with them. Doing charitable activities, participating in community policing. I see police, there are always people in Kampala doing cleaning. Be part of it. Be part of that team, post on your social media handle. It will paint a picture of you which is different from most of the picture that young people are painting out there. The one that call themselves the slay queens and the slay king. You're participating in things that is really, really good for you as a citizen, for you as a young person, that is good. And then game and sports. I'm not going to go into that because we all know what that is. Important point to do at your free time. Read materials which are online, research intensively about any opportunities available out there, know how to write personal statement. As someone who has left campus already, do we all know how to write personal statement? What do you write about yourself? Who are you?
Sandra, sorry about that, but switch your slides to presentation mode so that people can see what's on the slides very well.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Are you guys seeing it now?
Perfect.
Very well, yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, can you tell a story about yourself? I can sit down and talk about myself the whole day and I don't get tired because over the years I've built the base, I've built the CV. So I encourage young person, especially someone who is fresh out of the university, know how to write a personal statement, something that talks about you. Or they call it personal statement, motivational statement, that when people read about you, they say, I think because some job, they don't need a CV. Most of the job, I think after my job at Mildmay until this day, I've not got any job by putting a CV. It is always a personal statement, the profile you write about yourself, which include your personal life, personal goals, educational background, what you have done over the years, what you've achieved. You put a lot, you make it really, really rich. And if you make it rich, that make it easier for you, to climb the ladder like quickly. And people like that a lot if you have a good personal statement. And then you look at career opportunities in those places. You want to go to the US? Is it the UK? Is it Australia? There's a lot of opportunity. Dubai, Qatar, all those places have unique opportunity. It depends on your needs. So doing research, reading a lot. I remember when I started my journey, I was talking to a friend and he told me one of the things that you need to do is read, and read. I was like, what do you mean? He says, whatever you need, it is out there on the internet. Today, I'm telling you the same thing. You can still build that journey and come out. So what are you gonna do? Read, and read. There's a lot of information on YouTube, Google, social media. We have like publication site. There's so many places that you can snack on and get a lot of information that you need. And then we have the diaspora network stroke alumni. So every country, like we have a platform. Whoever has gone outside Uganda to study, we have a platform that me and Adrian are in. We always have their conversation, opportunity posted there, everything. So you look out for that. And we also have a platform for Ugandan school. I think it is from 1 up to 8 that we put various kind of scholarship opportunities across the globe and mentorship ongoing. So like in my year when I got the scholarship and I came to the UK, I took on the role of being a mentor for 1 year. Then when we get new people on board, we keep like handing over the mantle to the next aunties. A huge platform that have really impacted Ugandan people who want to go and study abroad or maybe start a career abroad all over the world. It is not only the UK, it is a big platform. So why? The question is, why further studies or career development abroad? Like, let's say the UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia, Asia, all those places offer unique, different opportunity. You will have the chance to have world-class education. I believe you have read about university rankings, and most of these universities, let's say, for example, in the UK or Europe or USA, they have the unique things that they offer. That's why they say world-class. It is not like you might not go to like the one that is necessarily number one. We know that the top 10, you will always see the Oxford, the Cambridge, you will see the Harvard, but it is not like they are giving something unique that maybe Makerere is not giving. No, there's a kind of research that they do because the ranking is based on so many things. If they're doing research, what citations do they put? How are they critiquing it? How is that research coming out? It is what makes a university shine and be outstanding. What is available resources? Like at my university where I study, St. George's, the library is open 24/7. So even you go at 3 a.m., the library is open. The computers are there. You don't even need to have your own computer to study everything you need. You just need your university login and you get everything. So maybe those are kind of the things that while I was at Chambog, I wasn't lacking, because our library is just books. You will not have access to your own like computer to study. The university will give you your own laptop to study. When you finish, you return it. And then the academic success. The academic success speak for itself. They have the alumni association, that they have the career platform whereby everyone, once you finish, you register there. They took you through mentorship, how to apply for a job. When you get a job interview, it is a process that really, really, really good that you will have chance to. And then like the UK, they have 1 year master program. So the 1 year master program, it is really good, but it is very intense. In the period of 1 year, something that you should digest for 2 years, you finished in 1 year. So you know it is very intense, but it is kind of experience that is nice. I enjoyed it when I did mine. And then they also have 3 years to 5 years PhD program. So it depends on how active and serious you are. You can have that. And even doing some of the PhD program, you don't need to have a master. Like there's a program at King's College London. It is a 3 years clinical psychology doctorate. You go there to study there. You just need undergrad, like let's say in counseling psychology, social sciences. You need a degree and a work experience, and that is enough for you to go for that PhD program. I know in Uganda, we know there's a protocol we follow: degree, master, then PhD. But there are other PhD you can do without doing a master degree. But you need to have a rich kind of work experience, yeah? And then there's a lot of career opportunities abroad. You can dwell on that or build yourself, get some money, go back to Uganda and start your life over. You can become a consultant because there's money in this place, I can assure you, but you have to get it legitimately. And then networking opportunities, I'm not going to talk about that. Diverse culture, you meet people from all over the world, from all walks of life. You will share experience. You will learn so many things. So I have here the career plans. So we all, as a young person that is leaving university today, we need to have a career plans. While I was at Chambog, I had my career plans. I knew at some point I'll leave Uganda. I didn't know how. So I keep telling Gaston, Mr. Gaston, all of you I think know him. He has retired now, was my mentor at the time. And until this day, we still talk every day. We chat, we call. In both seasons, when there's issues, we talk. When there's no issues, we talk all the time. When we have issues, yeah, he became like a father to me. So he's both a mentor and a father. So one of my career plans, I remember when he was teaching us something to do with marital counseling. I was telling him at the age of 30, I want to retire. And he was like, wow, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to be very rich. And he was looking at me and laughing, say, okay, we shall have this discussion when you reach that age. So when we reached that age, we had a discussion and it was really a funny thing. And he was laughing. He said, but I like the ambition you had. So we all need to have a career plan. I had a career plan while I was at Chambog already. I knew what I wanted straight away. So my career plan at the time, did I stop sharing the screen?
Yes, you were.
Okay. So my career plan at the time was it was straightforward. I wanted to retire at the age of 30 immediately. And my mentor was laughing at me and said, that's good. I'm really proud. He encouraged me. So he didn't tell me the other side, but we had that conversation afterwards. So you need to have immediate plan. We need to have a short-term plan. We need to have a long-term plan. When you're looking for this scholarship opportunity to study abroad, one of the things you need to have, which is clear, no one is going to invest money in you if you don't have a clear career plans or goals. So it should be as clear as you see the thing I put there on the screen that I'm sharing. Immediate plans, what are you doing presently? I know you're just fresh out of university, but you might have a feeling, aspiration to go and study abroad. So you need to be having idea, what are you going to do? I've already said it. People were telling you maybe going for those corporate companies, let's say you did accounting and everything, but in my field, people who are doing social sciences, social work, counseling, all this community, community adult education, all those social science, social thing that we do. There are so many places you can work and get a rich work experience. You don't need to go to those corporate companies. There's police station, they have child and family protection unit. I know on social media, because of the politics in Uganda, we throw a lot of words, but we need to be mindful. Why am I saying this? When I got my current job, I went to HR office. As I was sitting there, they were giving me things, document I need to sign. I saw a profile of myself that they retrieve from Twitter, Facebook, all those social media. We'll be doing a lot of funny things. So, as you know, doing those things, it is really not nice. As you be there on social media portraying yourself, make sure the things you're putting out for people to see, it is really, really key, because those are things that will either sell you or destroy you at the same time. So
Councillor, we know we have 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm on the last part, yeah. So what are you doing presently? And what you're doing should build on your short-term plan, because you're going to present this to a learning institution. So they will evaluate your personal statement, your CV, the things that you're going to do. And based on that, they will see, okay, can we invest money in this person? What are you doing to make a difference? I know we talk a lot about we want to make a difference in people's life, but I always ask the question, how? Because I'm a strong believer in transformation. For me, I love to see life transform. If life is transformed, you can sit down and tap on your chest and say, yeah, I have done it. So that is it. And then you build, the short term should be built on your previous work experience and the newly acquired skills. So you tell them that upon finishing this course, this is what I'm gonna do. And you should outline it, let it be clear, concise, precise, and straight to the point. And then the long-term plan, what you aim to do in the next 5 years to 10 years, that will be based on the kind of career you build. I can talk about my 5 years now, but while at Chambog, I was saying 30 years this, in 30 years that, with my mentor, and he was just looking at me. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my presentation.
We are still looking at the slide, having career plans. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the personal goals. Well, as soon as you reach abroad here, get into temporary employment. There's so many things you can do in this country that you don't need to have like qualification or anything. Like Newton talked about it earlier on, that he was working as a waitress. You can work as a waitress. You can work in a hospital as a healthcare assistant. You can work in a school like a teaching assistant, be helping, and they pay you good money. And make sure when you get that money saved. When you save that money, also have a plan. If you're going to stay here, make sure you have a plan of how you're going to have family, marry someone and build a family together, and learn to have a healthy relationship. Finish your unfinished business in Uganda. We know we have so many things, but I'm talking this finish your unfinished business in Uganda. I'm talking to the deputy parents, yeah, the firstborn. We know we have a savior syndrome. I saw some question like that. Oh, I'm the firstborn. They were talking about, I don't have money, I need to do that. As a firstborn, I'm telling you, I'm a firstborn too, and I've heard that there are a lot of things I could have done in my life if I'd ever listened. I went to counseling, and one of the counselors at Chambogo told me, I need to first establish myself before I start making sure people rise. But I was rising with my entire family, and that affected some part of my life that I'm not going to talk about it here. But I want to encourage you, please don't be a deputy parent. Do not be a deputy parent. Allow yourself to grow. If you're helping family, help a family members that have a track record, that look at life the same way you look at life. They have a track record, that have been doing something with themselves that shows that if I help this person, we are raising half a generation of people who are good. And please, if you have childhood trauma, you had issues you've been dealing with in your life, before you even think of going abroad or getting a job, start dealing with those issues. Leave bitterness out of your life. Those deep-seated pain, those things that all the time you're in despair. And to the young men here, if you're dating a woman, don't be giving these things like you're paying her rent, you're giving her money for her, you're doing this, all those things. If you've been doing it, please stop. You need to date someone that can stay with you in all season. If you're trying to use money to persuade a woman to be in your life, just so you know, the day you don't have money, that relationship will be shaky. Build a relationship on a solid foundation. Healthy relationship versus unhealthy relationship. Reverend Nathan has talked about all these things. So I hope the information I've given you guys today, you will pick the one that you need, turn your life around, and build a strong foundation, because we are changing the narrative anyway. Being poor, stop at the age of 30. This thing of I'm from poor background, stop at the age of 30. So you need to use this period to turn your life around. Rewrite the narrative of your life story. The things that you see, the patterns in your family that you don't like, this is the season to change it. Use this time that you still don't have responsibility in change it. Vet the woman you're bringing in your life. Vet the man you're bringing in your life. Because as a man, if you choose a woman to marry, you have chosen your destiny. It can always, that woman can ruin it or make it prosper. So when you're choosing a woman for yourself as a young man, you're choosing your destiny. Be wise. And then, yeah, join or form like-minded people. Those should be your personal goals. And then these are the website, as you can see there, you can, if you have a phone, you can screenshot. These are the website that you will get a lot of information. And then you can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere. And if you need information, if you need to join our network, we have network of young people who are graduates in Uganda and looking for opportunity abroad. We have a platform that we can add people there. So I will make sure personally that I get you added there. Thank you. This is the end of the slide. You can take a picture of this, and any question, anything that you guys need, I'm happy to answer.
All right, thanks very much, Sandra Lawino, who I had to wake up early in the morning for the UK audience, and you know, it's 9 a.m., 9:32 down in the UK. Thanks very much for saving some time for us. You know, in the UK, people work for hours. You are paid per hour, so I don't know how much you're going to charge me today, but worry not, I'll pay for that time. But I think we shall have some time physically when you find yourself back home in Uganda, and we do some physical engagements with our young people who would love to further their studies, not only locally, but pick some experiences from abroad to widen their scope and become international experts in their fields. Thanks very much for the job well done. You've articulated very well. You've created a foundation. You've opened up their minds. If they're thinking of furthering their studies, they shouldn't only think about Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, but they can further and go to South Africa, go to UK, go to Europe, go to Canada. I liked that this was a spice for our presentation this great morning. Now, I want to use the next 5 minutes to wind up this lecture. It was supposed to take 2 hours, but because it was very delicious, it had to go through to almost 2 hours and a half. And trust me, no one has left. This is quite amazing, and I like it. So shout out to those who are at NPT building in Kyambogo University watching this live, and for those who are watching via my YouTube channel, you've done great today. Now, okay, they have said, Sandra, you're smart. Someone has said you're smart. She
Thank
is called
you.
Lutaya John Kisachi. Said, Sandra, you're the smartest. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I think, how can someone get a mentor in regard to professional development? Someone you can move with from zero. It's bothering someone here. This knowledge is very expensive to get. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah, I think what we can do for those who feel like you need to know to get into the group of mentorship, where, because Sandra has mentored very many students and they have gone through for further studies abroad from Uganda. So you can send me a thumbs up via my either Twitter or Facebook or anywhere. Then I will send that your contact to Sandra to add it to the group. And Sandra always loves working with serious people, those who are serious. So if you're not serious, Sandra, which name does Sandra use on X? I think you can Google
Cassandra. Yeah, Cassandra.
Cassandra.
Even on LinkedIn, Sandra Lawino.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
even
you can
Facebook.
Google Sandra Lawino, and then they will bring you all her social media handles. Then you can pick them from there. If you failed, please at
Yeah,
least
reach
you
out
can,
to Adrian.
you
Yeah.
can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Chancellor Winfred in Jamburg University, and then we can help you because we are in this together. We're preparing you to join
Yeah.
us on this side of the world. All right.
Yeah, a moment. We want a generations of winner. So have you made a decision to change the narrative of your family background? If you come from a poor family, are you ready to take on the mantle and say enough of all this nonsense? Everything stop now and I'm rewriting. And by the time you got opportunity to go to university like Chambogo, Makere or whoever, you're no longer from a poor family because you can afford this education. So that is a foundation that your parents, whoever was helping you study, laid for you. You need to make them proud. You need to show them that I was worth the investment you put in me. And that is the same thing these people here do. They're not going to pick random people. That's why you see a lot of people apply, but not all of them get. So you need to prove to them that, yes, I am very substantial and I will add values to this investment that you're making. And after this, I'm going to go out there and make a difference in people's life. So you need to be serious. I am one of those serious mentors that I tell you the bitter truth. You see, like how Reverend was talking, I'll tell you things the way it is. You might not like it, but when you evaluate at the end of the day, it is worth it because we need to live in the truth. We need to be real to ourselves. We don't need to be lying and trying to fake who we are not. Yeah.
All right, thanks very much. Most of the comments in the chat room are more like pleasantries saying thank you for the job well done. At this particular moment, I want to invite back Councillor Winfred to give us some parting shots before I close this lecture. Councillor Winfred, if you're there, please give us the parting shots as we wind up our season 4 of the last lecture.
Okay, let me
thank
answer.
you.
Sorry, Madam Winnie. Let me answer a quick question here. Someone was saying visiting counseling unit. As long as I don't know, but in my time you could still get counseling services at Chambogo. I was getting it, but I don't know now. So I think Madam Winnie will answer that. But based on getting someone to do your professional mentorship, I think by the time you were at Chambogo, we had a lot of lecturers and they are very professional. I've worked with a lot of lecturers, including Madam Winnie, who is sitting right there. So, and in your modules, those course modules you were taking, there were different lecturers. You need to build relation. That is the first point of contact and you get it for free. So if you've been at Chambogo or at a university for 3 years and you don't even know, or you can't have a relationship with a lecturer, something definitely is not right because these are people who will guide you. And then as you go along, you start those professional associations I talked about. In those associations, you will still meet people who will work with you the journey. I had bosses in the places I've worked. They were mentoring me. They worked with me the journey, and that is how it's been. I'm no longer at Miami, but if I need reference now, I call them. They still give me because of the relationship I've built. I'm no longer at Chambogo, but Chambogo also contributed to my coming to the UK because they gave me reference after I left the university like 4 years ago. So yeah, that's it. I think I've
Thank you
answered.
very much, Sandra. I'll begin by telling you my lecturer for PC 111, Introduction to Guidance and Counseling, was the late Okumu. PC 112, Mr. I'm forgetting the name, Chiasanku. PC 113 was Dr. Chibedi now. PC 114 was Mr. Klong. PC 115 was Mr. Ntari. Why do I mention these people? There are some of us, the students, who do not remember our course lecturers at all. Then how do you network with them? So, Sandra, we have guidance and counseling services. I introduced myself. I think Adrian introduced me. I'm now the principal counseling psychologist heading the guidance and counseling unit. I'm no longer lecturing, though I want to lecture. We have counselors. One of them is seated here with me, Counselor Gladys. We have counselors who can really guide these students. You mentioned the associations. I also belong to Uganda Counseling Association. I'm a board member. And regarding mentorship, it can be a counselor in the unit. It can be a lecturer who has moved with you. But we also have supervision of supervision, counseling supervision with the Uganda Counseling Unit. I want to thank all of you. I mean Uganda Counseling Association, sorry. I want to thank all of you members who have joined this call. Thank you for attending. I hope the knowledge you have gained from here is going to make you a better person. Thank you, my son. I normally call him my son, Adrian. You've made me proud. Why? You've brought the Kyambogo people to come and give back to the community. Thank you very much, all the facilitators, beginning with Newton. It has been a great moment for our students. I see they are putting the comments, you bring so and so. How I wish we would have a full day of our students, former students sharing, giving back to those who are coming on board. I would like to thank the technician here, Johnson, and other people who have supported us. And maybe this I will tell you, our dear students, there is something I wrote here and I said, please be .com. Don't look at Madam Winnie suffering with, but I've also tried to upgrade myself. If you want to have good jobs, you are going to be a .com person. If you want to remain PO Box, like some people have remained PO Box, you are not going to manage this world of work. You will reach there, like she was telling us. They will look at what is on your social media handles. Is it people who are naked, or you are trying to give information? I have always used this kind of information, sometimes just on my WhatsApp, and people reach out to you. So what is it you are doing? I want to thank all of you. I will again say about talking about yourselves. Are you really saying something positive, or you are all there? To me, there is nothing. I'm the first person who is going to get a diploma, to get a degree. You should put your head high and say, yes, I can. So with this, I want to thank everybody. Adrian, thank you very much for putting this together. Sometimes I feel I'm overworking you, but you do it passionately. And I believe the students who have joined this call are learning from you. Maybe you are the mentor, you will become a mentor, so that in future, where we are not, we can have this continue. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Wow, thanks very much. Now, the principal counseling psychologist of Kyambogo University, for the job well done and for coordinating this lecture right back in Uganda. So I would love to thank again our panelists today. Before I do that, someone has said, oh, people are giving me my flowers before I die, because in Uganda, people only give flowers on Valentine's and death. Thanks very much, Doreen. I like that. It gives me energy. Lukundoye has said, Adrian, I love your background. Yeah, this is my university in Scotland. It's called University of Dundee. Thanks very much for that. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today for the last lecture. We hope this session has inspired you, given you fresh insights, and maybe even helped ease some of those graduation jitters that you've had ever since you logged in today. Life after campus can be unpredictable, but remember, you have a toolkit of resilience, knowledge, and community to guide you. And above all, you've got some nuggets today. Thank you, Newton Ibuteraba, CEO, House of Wealth. Thank you, Lillian Kisache, CEO, Train Up a Leader, for the job well done. Thank you, Reverend Nathan Balirwana Mugalu. And above all, thank you, Sandra Lawino, down in London. Thanks for keeping it up here. A big thank you to all our dear panelists, those who are the stories you shared, the personal stories, the wisdom. Indeed, it was quite unfathomable. As you step into this new chapter, I want to leave one thing for you, ladies and gentlemen, the participants. Wherever you're going to go, make sure never leave a place unnoticed. Never leave a place unnoticed. That has always been my motto. People should feel that you are around. Don't be in a place as if you never lived, as if you never came up, as if you never showed up. Never leave a place unnoticed, whether in church, whether it's a family meeting, whether at burial. Stand up. If you don't have anything to say, just put up your hand and tell the guys, I'm Adrian Kakinda. I'm a fresh graduate. This is what I do. Thanks for coming. Sit down.
Adrian,
Yeah.
Adrian, as you say that, I saw someone's hand, Councillor Irene. I think she doesn't want to leave unnoticed.
That's fantastic. Yes, answer Irene, please.
Councillor Irene, your hand was up, but if it was by mistake, it's well. Adrian, over to you.
All right. Yeah, never leave a place unnoticed. That's very powerful. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you step into this new chapter, remember the words of one of the great scholars called Confucius. I love that statement. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. Take one step at a time and know that every challenge you face is a stepping stone toward growth and success. And finally, we are here for you. Stay connected with your alma mater, Kyambogo University. I know we've had students from various universities in Uganda, East Africa, and Africa. Stay connected with your alma mater and remember that you are not alone in this journey. Step up, seek help. Don't die in silence. Don't get stressed in silence. Talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, talk to your people who do care about you. And thank you for being part of the last lecture family. And we wish you all the best in your journey ahead. Go forth with confidence and may success follow you wherever you go. Thank you again and have a fantastic journey forward. Thank you, Johnson, our technical person. We had got a glitch at the start. Johnson Tinama, our savior, thanks very much. We've given you your flowers. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much and have a blessed weekend ahead.
Thank you for putting all this together. We love you. We can see a few videos as we log out. As we log out, I forgot to thank some of the staff members from Kyambogo University. I saw I normally call him Alex. He was part of this. If you are still online, thank you very much. Members from other universities, thank you for joining. Thank you. That is it. What I can say. Trainer Palida, Lillian, Newton, my son also, the Reverend. Thank you very much. Some people don't want their faces to be seen. We can only listen to the user, Mr. Adrian, who is still putting up his hand, much as people have moved. We have only 5 minutes to go.
Me, I have no problem. I'll push now. As we do that.
Yes, hello.
I need you to prepare your team.
Yeah, thanks so much for your work.
How far is my payment?
Yes, hello. Yes, team.
You are welcome. We can hear you. You are in a noisy place. May we know you?
Main Amos. I'm from Kyambogo University Ocean Learning Center, currently in Jinja.
Wow.
Thanks so much for your lecture. I'm answering. It was so good, and I've learned a lot.
You're welcome, and thank you for not leaving unnoticed.
Thank you. Bye bye.